Welcome to Tennessee Buck Outdoors. Today we're going to have part one of part two. I did so much filming over the weekend that I'm going to have to break it up and put it into two videos. So we'll do the first one for Friday, and then we'll do the next one for Saturday. So anyway, stay tuned for part one.
Alright, here we go. Going through my little town. I'm going to go up here to the co-op and get some gas before I go pick up Al. We're headed off to Clarkrange up in Fentress County. They've got a cruise in up there tonight, but we're going to stop off at Crossville before we go on into Clarkrange. Of course, this is on Friday. Saturday, you see the courthouse on the left here in Woodbury. There's a car show tomorrow, or Saturday, that I plan on going to, and that'll be part two of this video. But here we are at the co-op. I'll swing in here and get some gasoline, and then I'll head out, pick up Al, and start going east. Alright, here we are. Picked up Al. We're right near the Crossville Jamestown exit on Interstate 40. We're going to go to Rural King first, then we're going to take a little stop over to Flyers Bakery Outlet. They've got some good deals on sweets, and their bread's freshly baked, so I'll pick up some loaves there. Then we'll head toward Fentress County. But as you can see, it's mist and rain. This is a leftover of Hurricane Beta, or tropical depression. Hopefully it'll quit mist and rain before the cruise in tonight. We'll see. But also, while we're here at Crossville, right across from Rural King, which used to be the Kmart, was Plateau Truck and Equipment Company back in the 60s. And also where Rural King is, used to be a field that I used to play in back in the 60s. But we'll talk more about that here shortly. But there is the building that O.G. Taylor owned, Plateau Truck and Equipment Company. Before my dad got in law enforcement, he worked for O.G., parts manager. There's the little building in the barn that he used to keep a lot of tractor stuff in there. Of course, there's Rural King. That road used to be a 2-lane. Of course, see, everything changes. But that was the building that where my truck was, and what out so far was grass. It had like a concrete barrier halfway around it, grass, concrete walkway going through the door. Of course, once you went through the door, on the left was the offices. It was Elizabeth's, Doyle's, and OG's, Mr. Taylor's. And then on the right was the parts department counter. Of course, if you walk straight back through the doors, it took you into the garage where all the mechanics were. But it, like I said, it was 2 stories. So if you was back there in the parts department, you could walk upstairs next to where all the mechanics used to walk up to get their parts for whatever they was working on. And then you could go upstairs and walk around like I used to do, and you could look down at people. Of course, I was very, very discouraged or upset when I walked into that. It's a pawn shop now. You can't see where the offices was. You can't see a back door going out to the garage. Of course, the parts department is no more. You can't see upstairs because they got a roof over it or a ceiling. And I'm talking about making somebody want to cry. Well, but I know things change. But that place could look so much better than what it does. But anyway, here we are. We're going across. We crossed the interstate. We're going toward Fentress County. We're going to pass Clarkrange to go to Allardt, to Woods and Water. It's a old building that's on the Tennessee State Historical Society Register, and inside it, Pooge and Ann Cravens, well, and their son, has got a fish and tackle shop in there. Of course, I'm about to surprise them. They haven't seen me in years, and so I'm gonna make a quick stop there and talk to them. And at the same time, there's Pooge. Of course, there's Ann, and of course you'll see Al just looking at everything. But they've got just about anything you want. Well, if you want to fish the local ponds or the rivers, or go down to Delhalla or over in East Tennessee to the lakes, if they don't have it, I'm pretty sure they can get it for you. But I grew up with these people, love them to death. But here is what we come for. This is the Cumberland Mountain General Sore. It's a nice little antique place, and they have a cruise in the 4th Friday of every month, and I think next month is the last one for the year. Of course, walking in, you can see they got a lot of good stuff. Now, the only thing that I didn't like, and of course that's me speaking my mind, is over here on the left you'll see a case full of fudge. My cousin Joe Sells started that down at Forbes General Store. Matter of fact, he used to sell it down there and ship it to other people. But that's okay. Like I said, they got a lot of good stuff. Al's talking about some of the stuff that his dad had and his grandpa had. But we're going to get a little bite before we go out there and look at the cars at the Rockabilly Cafe. Now, they have got great burgers. There I am. Look at me. Ain't I cute? Now they'll bring you the now they've got a lot of other different type foods, but we've got burgers and fries, or cheeseburgers. They will bring you the cheeseburger plain. And of course, when we got it, the fries was super hot. I mean, that was great. But the burgers was plain. And over there next to the fountain, there's a condiment stand where you can add your onions, pickles, lettuce, tomatoes, mayonnaise, ketchup. They've got barbecue sauce and some other stuff there too. That you can go over there and put as much as you want on there. If you want extra pickles, extra onions, they're there. How checking out the place. Of course, there's some of the cars. They said that a lot of the people didn't show up. Normally it's packed. And I think a lot of it had to do with the where it was sprinkling. But there's a lot of the cars, or some of the cars. All of them didn't show up. But there was a guy there, Mr. Miller, who owns the red Chevrolet. You'll see here shortly. Me and him was having a good conversation. And he says, well, are you from up here? I said, well, I was born up here and lived here for a while. I said, but I moved away. I said, my dad was Chief Deputy Sheriff Rathbone. Well, when I said that, he went, and his expression just, it left. And he just walked off. Now, I don't know the deal, but Kier sort of laughed about it because, him being the chief deputy, I'm sure he rubbed some feathers, but he was mostly loved around there. But anyway, they had some great cars, and if you're ever up that way, stop by this place, eat at Rockabilly's because it's awesome. You can go on into Jamestown. As a matter of fact, Mark Twain's parents, the Clements, Samuel Clement's dad, designed the courthouse, the bank, the jail, and the post office. You can go on down to Sergeant York's grist mill. You go a little bit further, you can go down to Forber's General Store. East Fort Stables, where a lot of people ride horses, is in Fentress County. You got Pickett State Park, you got Big South Fork National Forest, and then, like I said, at Allardt, if you go on past Allardt, it's you go into historical road. But anyway, I plan on going back up there. You can go on down to Duhall Lake and fish if you want, but like I said, they had some nice vehicles here. But like I always say, if you like my videos, please subscribe, tell others about it, leave me a comment, hit the like button, ring the bell, do a little dance, and that way YouTube will know that you like the video. There's Mr. Miller's truck. It's an awesome truck. I like the truck. He's done a great job with it. But if you ever get a chance, also people like to come from Livingston to Jamestown on Highway 52 in motorcycles so they can hit the curves. But I appreciate you watching the video, and we'll chat more later.